Namaste. Hello, Haven. I am so happy to be sharing some yoga basics with you. My name is Beth, and I miss seeing all of you in person, but I know that doing a yoga basics class could be really helpful at this time. So I will lead you through almost an hour yoga basics class, and we will do some breathing and some stretching, and then we will have deep relaxation. So as you're getting ready for the class, you may want to grab a blanket. It doesn't have to be a yoga blanket. It can just be a regular blanket like this. If you have pillows, either flat pillows or like couch pillows, that might be helpful for when we do some relaxation. And if you don't have yoga blocks, you can grab some books. So maybe a stack of books. Hardcover work best, or if they're paperbacks, just make sure they're a little bit more sturdy. And you can get maybe two or three and place them at the top of your mat here, like I'm doing. I'm going to go get a couple more. And you want them to kind of be the same size so that they can be about the same height as your blocks that you would use at the studio. So once you get your yoga space set up, you might again want to have a mat. If you don't have a mat, you can use a towel or any other surface that works best for you. And now we'll start. So find a comfortable seat. If you'd like to take a pillow or a blanket underneath of your seat, that could be nice to help you be a little bit more upright in your hips. And this class is again for everyone. It's a yoga basics class. If you have anything going on physically in the body, an injury or anything that is bothering you, please take care of the body and make any modifications that you see fit. And as you find your seat, begin to tune into the natural rhythm of your breath. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can just have a soft gaze upon the floor. And breathe naturally. There's no need to change your breath. Just notice it. And you may notice when you become quiet and still that the mind becomes busy. This is normal. So you can learn to work with the thoughts and just notice the thoughts as they arise and see them, notice them, and then just allow them to be on their way. Don't bring any attention. Just come back to a point of concentration. In this case, your breath. And we'll do some calming breathing and cleansing breathing, inhaling for a count of 3, and then exhaling twice as long. So inhaling for 3, exhaling for 6. When you do this breathing, make sure that there's some feedback. So when you open up the mouth, that helps you to know that you're letting all the air out, and it feels like more of a release. Exhale the breath to begin. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Open up the mouth. Exhale. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale twice as long. Let it go. Breathe in. Let it go. One more like that. Breathe in and let it go. Return to your natural breathing. Bring your hands just to the right of your physical heart at the center of your chest. In the yoga philosophy, this is the residence of your truest nature, which is complete and all-knowing. All the practices, including breathing, meditation, physical poses, service of others, helps you to connect more easily to this inner peace and wisdom, and this is yoga. We'll begin this class with a sound of Om. If you don't want to do the Om, that's okay. Just focus on the sound that you hear. Exhale the breath. Deep breath in. At this time, connect with a personal dedication or offering for your practice. This could be to anyone or anything that you feel connected to, and allow this to guide you as you are doing your practice. Especially if you feel like you're distracted, or if you feel like you're off track in any way, or you need inspiration, you come back to your offering or your dedication. Okay, so we will begin in a seated position. Again, if you are uncomfortable, just adjust yourself in your seat with a blanket or with a pillow so that you can be a little bit more upright. And we'll begin with seated cat and cow stretches. So the hands are on your shins, on your knees, or on your thighs, whatever feels more comfortable. You're going to inhale, the belly pushes out and the chest is out, and then round the back, exhale. Inhale, belly out, the cow, seated, rounding the back, cat. Inhale, belly out, exhale, round. You can do a little bit of rocking here, so you're shifting weight in your sitting bones, coming forward and coming back. Keep doing this. You can help yourself by using your breath. So again, say to yourself, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. Good, and then come back to center. Next is for some movement in the spine. If you get dizzy for any reason, you might just want to keep your eyes ahead. Otherwise, you can move your head with your arms. So bring your elbows up in goalposts, thumb and first finger touching, your hands spread very wide, fingers wide. Begin twisting side to side, like a washing machine. Every time you turn, you can add breath. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Keep moving, turning, watch your elbows, make sure they're up. Very good. I can't see you, but I know that you're doing your best. And come back to center. Lift the arms above the head. The hands are in Kali Mudra, so the index finger points up, all the other fingers interlaced, thumbs crossed. Straighten the arms as much as you can. Take a deep breath in, and then release the arms down forcefully. Let out your air. Breathe in. Keep going. Close the eyes. Just imagine letting go of something that may not be serving you. Bring the arms down forcefully like you're chopping wood. 3 more. Last one. Very good. Now keep the arms lifted. Lift up and out of the waist. Bring your right hand near your seat and side bend to the left. Keep moving the hand to make space and look under the arm. Now switch. Left hand near the seat, the right arm reaches over the ear. Maybe you look under the arm. Maybe slide the arm a little bit farther away that's on the floor. Gaze up. And then back to center. Next, interlace the hands behind the back. If you can't get them, you can use a scarf or a sock or something that's going to help you get your hands, or just have them facing behind you. Pull the knuckles together, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Stretching the cervical spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Come back to neutral. The chin is parallel to the floor. Relax the shoulders. Pull them away from the ears. Look over the right shoulder on purpose. And the left. The eyes are moving too. Over the right shoulder. And the left. Last set. Over the right. And over the left. And back to center. Next, we'll come into the tabletop. So now might be a good time to use a blanket if you have one. You can pause the video too if you need to go get one. The blanket is under the knees to cushion them. The hands are on the floor, the shoulders are directly over the wrists. Begin to tap out the tops of the feet. And then tuck the toes. Just like we did seated, drop the belly, inhale, the cow. Round the back, exhale, cat. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Just imagine articulating every backbone. Give every backbone attention here. Keep going. And then pausing in the tabletop neutral spine. Next are hip circles. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. Drop the hips to the side and make a circle with your hips, allowing this to be some release. If you have a little bit of crickety cracking sounds in the knees, don't worry. You're moving your joints, lubricating them. This is a good one if you've been doing a lot of sitting in your home office. Reverse the direction. And come back to center. From here, again, find the neutral spine. Going to reach your right hand out as if you're shaking someone's hand. The left toes reach behind you. You can stay here or lift the leg. Reaching in opposite directions. Engage the abdominals. And replace. Right hand down. Reach the left hand as if you're shaking someone's hand. The right toes behind you. They can stay on the floor or lift the leg. Reach in with the fingertips and through your heel. Keep the hips level. And return to center. Take the knees wide, child's pose. If child's pose is not comfortable for you, you don't need to come all the way down. It might look like a modified child's pose like this on your forearms, or you can push all the way back. Extend the arms and the head is down. Returning to the tabletop. Going to bring the left foot forward and take a squared off a stance. Your right toes are tucked. Even the right toes can be a little bit behind you, making a little kickstand. The left hand in front of the left or inside of the left foot. So now's might be when you use your blocks or your books. So the hand can be on the floor or on a prop or props. The right hand is on your hip or lift the right arm. If it's okay for your neck, look at your upraised fingertips. Don't hold the breath. The breath is calm throughout the practice. You're doing great. Now switch. So the right hand is down. Again, you can use your props. And the left arm lifts. Look at the upraised fingertip or look down. Stack the shoulders. Lean back slightly. Bring both hands down and step back into downward facing dog. The hips are high. If this is your first yoga class, you might not know about the down dog, so this is a foundational pose. You try to find a space that works for your feet, so maybe they're a little closer together or further apart. It's perfectly fine to bend the knees and bring the chest toward the thighs. Stretch here. Notice the breathing. The breathing should be calm throughout the practice. Very carefully return to the tabletop. Now the right foot steps forward. Come to the squared off legs, tuck the back toes, make sure the knees over the ankle and the hip on this side, on the left side, is over the knee. I'm going to turn so that you can see me a little bit better. You stay where you are. Bring your right hand inside of the right foot. Again, you can use your props, your books like I have here. And the left arm lifts. This is called the easy triangle pose. Now switch, the left hand down, the right arm lifts. You can bring the right hand to your hip if that's better. And then turn the head unless that gives you neck trouble. If it does, just look down. And then come back up. Move your props away and then step back to downward facing dog again. Again, the chest toward the thighs, stretch here. See if you can lift your sitting bones higher, but your heels are working toward the floor. Press into all the parts of your hands, especially between the thumb and first finger. And return to the tabletop. Okay, next we're going to take a modified side plank. So the right hand is going to be down, the right knee is down. Make sure that the hip is over the knee and the shoulders over the wrist. Lift the left arm and maybe look at your upraised fingertips. If that's not okay for your neck, just look down or ahead. If this is easy for you, lift the left leg. Now bring the left leg to the floor if it was up. Left hand reaches down the left leg. The right arm reaches over the ear for the gate pose. Look under the right arm. Don't forget your breathing. Calm. And switch. So this time the left hand is down, the left knee is down, your left toes make a little kickstand. The right arm lifts for a plank, modified. Look at the upraised fingertips or look ahead or down. Lift the right leg if that's okay for you. And stay. And now the gate. The right hand works down the right leg. The left arm reaches over the ear. See if you can turn the body, looking at the upraised fingertips or the ceiling. If that's not okay, just adjust the head for where it feels comfortable. and then return to tabletop. You can move your blanket to the side. We won't be using it for the next few poses. We'll do a few standing poses now, but you will want your blocks near the top of the mat. Take the tabletop and then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together and the palms together as you come all the way up to standing. Don't go too fast. And then hands the center of the chest. At the top of the mat, notice all the parts of your feet. Your feet are helping you in these next poses. They're helping to ground you. This is a very important part of the practice. The standing poses help to ground you and also help you to feel strong. So we'll be doing some warrior poses. The left foot is going to be forward and the right foot steps back. The left knee is bent and it's over the ankle. Hands the center of the chest to start. Notice your hips. You want your hips to be facing forward as much as you can. And then lift the arms if that's okay for you. Maybe the hands are separate. You can even open your arms to a goalpost if that's better. Or hands the center of the chest. Warrior one. Now release the right arm down, the left arm in front, warrior two. You may need to widen your stance a bit. Heel to arch alignment, and the knee is over the ankle. Check out your hips. Make sure they're level, so one is not higher than the other, and sink low. Extend the arms and look over the fingertips. Left fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Now bring the left elbow to the left thigh, reach the right arm over the ear for side angle pose. Imagine there's one line from the back foot all the way to the right fingertips. And see if you can turn to look under the arm. If you are feeling like this is too easy for you, you can bring your hand to the inside of your foot or on a block or your books for a variation of side angle. And now return to the warrior two. Flip the left palm and bring the left leg to straighten as you reach back. And then forward for the triangle. So reach so far forward. Bring the left hand on the inside of the ankle or shin. Again, you can use your props. The right arm lifts or bring the hand to the hip, especially if you have shoulder issues. Look over the shoulder and allow yourself to become a beautiful triangle. Both legs are almost straight. Arms are very straight. Look at your upraised fingertips or look at your left thumb. Now use the right arm to lift you back up. Move your left toes to face whichever direction your right toes are so that all your toes are in the same direction. Preparing for a wide leg forward fold. So the arms are out to a T and begin to hinge at the hips. So again, you might need your props here or maybe one. Begin to hinge at the hips and then hands to the props, the blocks or the books, or to the floor. And once they reach the floor, try to walk them back a little bit. Maybe you can hold the outsides of your feet. Maybe you can flip your palms so that the wrists are down and the palms are up. Any variation of a forward fold. See what it feels like to bring weight out of your heels and into your toes. Now slowly coming to a halfway lift. You're definitely going to want one of your blocks, I believe, or your stack of books for the next. So in the halfway lift, you are now going to bring your left hand to the center and lift the right arm for a spinal twist in a wide leg forward fold.
If this is okay for you, maybe even the eyes looking up. And now you'll switch. The right hand down, push down, left arm lifts. Stack the shoulders, look at the upraised fingertips. And back to center. Hands catch the hips and come all the way up to standing. Heel toe your feet together and step to the top of the mat. We'll switch sides now. So standing on the right leg first, the left foot steps back for the warrior one. So again, take a big step, the knees over the ankle, the palms lift, see the thumbs. If you don't want to have the hands lifted, hands the center of the chest. Stay in your warrior one. Make this a very strong pose. Again, you're grounding through your feet, but lifting through the side body. Now transition to the warrior two. The left arm swings back, the right arm is in front. The knees over the ankle, and you're trying to bring your thigh parallel. Again, notice your hips. Make sure they're level, and reach the fingertips out. Look over the fingertips as you sink down a little deeper. Warrior two. Now bring the forearm to the thigh or elbow to the thigh. The left arm reaches over the ear. Turn the chest. Look toward the ceiling. Again, if you have another variation, maybe your hand comes to a block or your books or any variation of a side angle that you know. Return to the warrior two. Flip the right palm, revolve, reach toward the back of the mat, reaching, and then forward for the triangle. Keep reaching, and then the right hand on the inside of the ankle or shin, the left arm lifts. Try to stack your shoulders here, and then maybe you find a way to be even more interested in your thumb, your left thumb. Look up. Use the left arm to lift you back up. Again, move your toes so they're all in the same direction. Arms out to a T. If you'd like, you can interlace the hands behind the back. We'll do another forward fold here, or you can do what I'm doing. So if you can't get the hands, again, you can grab a scarf or a sock or a towel and pull the hands together just like you're using a strap at the studio. Now fold forward and then see if you can bring the top of the head closer to the mat. Weight out of the heels and into the toes. Move around a little bit, but then find stillness. Very slowly, halfway lift, catch your hips, and come all the way up to standing. Heel toe your feet together, and then step to the top of the mat. Next is a tree pose. This is one of my favorites. Maybe you're practicing somewhere in your house where you can look out at beautiful trees for inspiration. Or imagine you're at the Haven looking at the lake with the beautiful scenery. Standing on the left foot first, your right foot is in a little kickstand, inner calf or inner thigh. If you have a lot of trouble with balance, set up near the wall and press your hand into the wall as you find your tree. Your hands are at the center of the chest first, and then as you reach balance, you're going to lift the arms. If that does not work for you, you stay directly here in the tree. This is perfect. Raise the arms maybe, and then grow your branches in any expression that feels beautiful to you. and slowly break the pose. Switching sides, right leg standing, find your variation of a tree, perhaps a little kickstand, inner calf, inner thigh, or a half lotus if that's for you. Hands the center of the chest to begin. Just imagine cultivating the consciousness of a great tree. Maybe grow your branches and find your variation of the tree. Try to find something that's not moving to look at. And release. Very good. All right, next you're going to be in a squat. So let's say that a squat is not available to you for your knees or any number of reasons. You can use a block or the books again to sit on and come into a squat. If this definitely doesn't work for you at all, you can just come to seated. But in this squat, you're learning to work with your hips and hopefully finding some way to deal with the discomfort. So breathing naturally. Again, you can definitely use books. I'll show you. It's the same thing. They make a nice little seat. But be careful, of course, when you're using props. All right, now bring the hands to the floor and take child's pose. The knees are wide. Again, arms are reaching out in front or head down. Next, you'll come up into a modified tabletop and then come all the way down to your belly, preparing for the cobra pose. And we're actually going to do rolling cobras. So for rolling cobras, if you have anything going on with the lower back, you might just want to lift the hands slightly like this, like a baby cobra. If you feel like you have a little bit more mobility, you can come up a little higher, but it's not forced, and the pelvic and the pubic bones stay down. So just the back is curving. Cross the right leg over the left. Exhale the breath away. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Lower, 2, 3, 4. Maybe adjust your hands if you're having trouble. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Recross the legs on the other side, same thing. Exhale the breath away. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, lift. And lower. Uncross the legs. Bring your left ear to the mat and bend your right elbow and your right knee. So it's sort of like a sleeping baby pose. This should feel nice. Breathe easy here, nowhere to go, just doing the practice. And then coming back to center. Next, you can repeat the locust, the baby cobra or do the locust. For the locust today, press your hands into the mat firmly. Look down, exhale the breath away. Press into the hands and lift just the chest. And lower. Now inhale, exhale, lift the legs, just the legs, not the chest, and lower. Now you're going to lift both. Inhale, exhale. Now lift, locust pose. Press into the hands until you feel like you can lift the hands. Maybe you interlace the hands behind the back, but not required. Let a little air out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring your right ear to the mat and the left elbow and the left knee. So you're resting here in Parshva Shavasana. And then come back to center. Push into the tabletop and then transition onto your back. Or you can just flip over on your back. So now, again, you may want to have your blanket or pillow or any other props nearby for a supported shoulder stand. So I would not recommend the books for this. I would recommend a block, a pillow, or a blanket. I'll show it with the blanket. You're going to place the blanket underneath of your sitting bones. And the legs are inverted, just like this. So see if you can stack the bones. The heels are directly over the hips. And then lift the arms. Root the shoulder blades into the mat. So do you see the difference there? This is when they're not retracted, and then retract. Palms are facing one another. Now you're going to stay here in this supported shoulder stand. Don't look left and right, just look straight up. And the space between your eyebrows can be your focus. You can meditate here. Just imagine visualizing a beautiful flower or something else you like to look at. Something that brings you joy in its simplicity. Very slowly bring your knees into your chest and allow the blanket to come away or the pillow to move away. And then bring the soles of the feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Breathe here. You might feel blood rushing back to the legs and the feet. Now bring the legs together, extend the feet and the arms for the great body stretch. Reaching in opposite directions as far as you can. Imagine you can grow taller from one yoga class. Exhale the breath away and sit up, preparing for a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So the knees are bent. Again, if you have very tight hamstrings, maybe you put a blanket underneath of your seat. Might look something like this. This will give you a little bit of a help. Bend the knees, lift the arms by the ears, lay the chest on the thighs, and hold the feet. If you cannot get the feet, it might look something like this. That's okay. The chest is on the thighs, and eventually you'll be able to reach forward a little bit more. If you feel so inclined, you can bring the head down, the nose toward the knees, and the forehead toward the shins. Forward fold. Relax your feet. Let them be loose. Break the pose with the arms by the ears and let your hands just float down as if they're feathers. Next, you're going to extend your left leg. You can keep the blanket underneath your seat. This could be very helpful for you, especially if you have the tight hips and hamstrings. The right foot on the inside of the left thigh. This is the head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. The arms are lifted by the ears, the chest toward the thigh, and fold forward. If you have a very hard time, you can bend the left knee. It might look something like this. Forehead down. Easy for you, the leg is a little bit more straight. Sweep the arms, lift up and out of the waist. And now you'll switch sides. So the right leg extends, the left foot is on the inside of the thigh. Lift the arms by the ears, the torso's over the chest, or the torso's over the leg, and fold forward. Again, bend your right knee slightly if you need. Nose toward the knee, forehead toward the shin. Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Notice your attention. If you're thinking of other things, that's where your energy goes. So try to stay with the poses, and then you learn how to rest the mind. And break the pose. Lift the arms by the ears, and then let them come down. Next is the star pose. So again, you can keep that blanket underneath, especially if it's helping. You're going to bring your toes and the soles of the feet together in a wide diamond. So it's not like this, not like a butterfly. Baddha Konasana is Tarasana, which is the star. So the legs are very wide. If you have very tight hips, and you may want to put pillows under your knees. That could be a nice prop. You're going to bring your head to your feet, but let's say your head doesn't reach your feet. You could use a prop here, a blanket, a pillow, or a block to bring the head down. But first, lift up and out of the waist. The hands are in Kali Mudra. Reach forward past your feet, and then bring the hands on top of the toes, elbows wide. Forehead down. Wherever it lands is perfect. Now notice your shoulders. The shoulders may be by the ears, so pull the shoulders away, and then the forehead is trying to reach the feet. This is a restorative pose, so you stay here a little longer. Noticing your breathing, trying to find a way to stay calmly, resting the body. Gently reaching or coming out of the pose, reaching the arms up and out of the waist. And then let the hands just float down as if they're feathers. Now you're going to come to lay on your back. Again, you may want your pillows or your blankets nearby for the bridge pose. If you prefer to do a supported bridge, then the blanket is underneath of the body, like this. Might be something like this, or a pillow, or you can use your own body for support. So bend the elbows, have the palms facing one another. Make sure your heels are directly under your knees and your legs are a little bit separate, not wide like this and not touching, just the width of your inner hips. Exhale the breath away and lift the pelvis toward the ceiling. 2, 3, 4. Now lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let the breath move the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let your knees knock into one another and windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Letting it go. And now coming into a supine spinal twist. So the left leg will extend, the right knee is into the chest. Bump the hips to the side and bring the knee across the body. Make any adjustments to yourself so that this feels like a beautiful stretch for your back and your shoulders and your neck. Look over the right shoulder and stay.
Now come back to center. Bring the left knee into the chest. Squeeze. And bring the knee across the body. Bump the hips to the side. You can use a blanket here. Maybe your knees resting on the blanket like mine is. Your left arm extends and look over the left shoulder. And coming back to center. Take the full happy baby. Hold the outsides of the ankles or the calves or even the knees or the backs of the legs and rock back and forth. The knees are wide. This should feel nice. And then prepare for Shavasana, deep relaxation. So now is the time to grab those couch pillows and maybe you're putting them underneath of your knees. I'm using the blanket here, but you could put blankets or pillows underneath of your knees for deep relaxation. You can use a pillow, a thin pillow for under your head, making yourself very comfortable in Shavasana, the corpse pose, for deep relaxation. So find any way that you like to be on your back and prepare for deep relaxation. Take all the time you need. And as you are in your Shavasana, just know that you cannot do this incorrectly. However you feel your body is okay. And this is where the whole practice integrates. And it's a state between awake and asleep where your body can undergo deep healing. Not only physical healing, but emotional and mental healing. Bring all your attention to the left hand. Allow the left hand to be heavy. Left arm and shoulder sinking down, no effort. Right hand. All your attention to the right hand. Allow the right hand to be heavy. Right arm and shoulder. No effort. Shift your attention to the left foot. Allow your left foot to be heavy. Left leg and hip. No sensation. Right foot. Feel the right foot pulsing, vibrating, full of energy from your attention. Now allow the right foot to be heavy. Right leg and hip. No effort. Pelvic region. Abdomen loose. Rib cage and chest. Your back. So heavy. Face without expression. Eyes sink deep into the sockets. Jaw and tongue loose. Not a word to say. Leave your body and breath to rest. Be the witness. See yourself as if from above. Full of joy, ease of living, and true contentment. This is who you really are. Complete. Now rest in the bliss, in the knowledge of your truest nature, the Supreme Self. Just full of love. Begin to feel your breath and deepen the breath. Feel your body. Begin to bring small movements back, perhaps to the fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles, and stretching the arms and legs in any way you like. And in your own way, in your own time, turn to one side and come to a seated position, no rush. As you arrive in your seat, begin to straighten the spine. The hands can be gently on top of your knees or clasped, focusing on your inner peace and wisdom that you have connected with through this practice of yoga. And acknowledge you can always come back to this space again and again, for it is your truest nature. You are complete. And the yoga just reminds us of this and helps to illuminate our inner peace and light. And hopefully help you feel more like yourself again. It is my true honor and pleasure to share this practice with you, and we will end with the sound of Om and then Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. If you would like to join in, that would be great. Otherwise, you can just listen. Hands the center of the chest or over the heart, whatever feels best to you. Exhale the breath to begin. Deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to your inner peace and wisdom. Recognize this in others and show deep compassion. It is my true honor and pleasure to share this practice with you in this way. I have love in my heart for each and every one of you. Stay well and be well and keep doing the yoga. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste. Thank you. If you have any questions, please reach out via social media or through the CA. And so happy to be sharing some yoga with you in this way. And I look forward to our reunion. Thank you.